Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. We got a good one today as we check out Daniel Jeremiah's first mock draft. I think this is his first mock draft, but I'm super excited. I really am. I can't wait to take a look at this and pick it apart and give you my thoughts on it. But hey, if you love the NFL draft, if you love doing mock drafts, check out Walk the Mock. You're actually seeing this on Saturday prior to the divisional games. And just the night before, I had a live stream where we did the Walk of the Mock. And basically, you're going to pick an NFL team and you're going to be drafted for them, while 31 other people are picking other NFL teams and drafting for them. If you want more information on that, we're going to start doing those streams probably twice a week and then build up as we get into draft season. It's going to, or as we get closer to the draft, it's going to be a ton of fun. Really is. I can't wait actually to do it tonight. That's why I'm recording this before the live stream, because I want to enjoy football on the weekend, so I don't want to have to think about recording or anything. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. Few notes from Daniel Jeremiah. The NFL announced in August that the Miami okay, no need to rub it in, Daniel. I'm a Dolphins fan. Freaking dang it. Whatever. Okay, anyway, the order for picks 24 through 31 is based on regular season record. Okay, commonly known stuff. I haven't looked at it. A lot of people are doing trade. Okay, he's not. Well, maybe he is. I don't know. Like I say, a lot of people have been doing trades with pick one, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense that the Bears will likely try to trade their first round pick. So maybe he's just not doing trades. We'll find out. But the Bears stick at one. They take Jalen Carter. Big fan of Jalen Carter. Really, they could go Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. Take the top non-quarterback prospect on the board, or at least on your board. If you say that's Jalen Carter, then that's fine. Jalen Carter is a monster. I have him one spot on my big board higher than Will Anderson, so I don't disagree. Which means the Houston Texans gotta be taking Bryce Young, right? Yes, I'm telling you, man. Listen, I get it. If y'all don't like Bryce Young's height, it's fine. I understand. But y'all gotta quit talking crap, man. This cat can throw the football, and he can throw it exceptionally well. He is the best thrower of the football. Like, no one's cleaner, I think, in this class at throwing the football. So, I'm just gonna say that. If you don't like, if the size is too much of a concern for you, then just be like, you know what? I'll pass. And it's like, I get it. That's fine. I understand. But don't be going out there with that slander like, oh, he's not going to be good. It's like, there's a good chance he could be. The Arizona Cardinals are going Will Anderson. Who would have thought? Basically, I mean, this aspect is like, if Jalen Carter does go off the board, or if Will Anderson goes off the board before it gets this pick, they're just going to probably take whoever is left between the two. Will Anderson, great. The Arizona Cardinals defense sucks. That sounds a bit harsh. The truth hurts. It does. It lacks pass rush. Though they did invest. They had some rookies there. In Cameron Thomas and Myjah Sanders. Was it Cameron Thomas? I think it's Cameron Thomas. Former San Diego State edge defender. So they got those two guys, but Will Anderson's kind of on a different level than both those guys. It's kind of early for corner here, and I know your cornerback room kind of lacks talent and depth and competition. So it's like there's a variety of ways they could go. Zach Allen's a free agent. J.J. Watt retired. Jalen Carter be nice here as well, but he's not on the board, so we get it. Just take the best non-quarterback prospect. All right. Indianapolis Colts, I imagine there's a quarterback, and it's Will Levis. Uh-oh. All right, let's read this from Daniel Jeremiah. I want to call him Daniel Chibakiah. I don't know why. I think it just sounds cool. I'm living in that Amish paradise, I guess. The tape for Levis is a roller coaster ride. The strong arm passer showed flashes of brilliance and the ability to avoid pressure and create. He also showed a penchant for turning the ball over, 23 picks over the last 2 seasons. Colts GM Chris Ballard has always valued traits and upside. This pick just feels like a good gamble for the Colts, which I agree. Like, given Ballard's record, I think Will Levis would be the guy he would take over a CJ Stroud. Stroud's just the safer player. He feels like the safer player. So, like, I'm just saying, man. And Daniel Jeremiah is one of the best guys that has his ear closest to the NFL. If he's thinking Will Levis is going top 5, top 7, I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm not. All right. We got Tyree Wilson going to the Seahawks. I think Miles Murphy's gonna test out better than him, but man, I get it. I understand. Tyree Wilson, he's got better production. They're both a bit unpolished as pass rushers. The better run defender this year probably was Wilson. So, yeah, it's a good get for the Steelers. I think Wilson's probably going to go in the top 10. The Detroit Lions are going to go with Devon Witherspoon. Yo, the hype train's real on this cat. And I just moved him up to, like, my number 2 corner. Where was he at on my big board? I think, like, 12 or 13. And now all these guys are coming out saying how much they love him. And now I feel like I'm low on him. Oh, and I'm just going to say this. Walter Football was first on this guy. I'm just going to say it. He was like that with Aiden Hutchinson last year, too. Yeah, dude. Witherspoon's tape's freaking incredible. I can't wait to see him at the Senior Bowl. Honestly, probably doesn't even need the Senior Bowl. Just got to go out and test out like a monster at the Combine. But hopefully we do see him at the Senior Bowl because I love just watching great talent. And I would love to see Devon Witherspoon just put the clamps on. Nice Futurama reference. The clamps. Got the clamps. All right, Peter Skoronski going to the Raiders. I know Raiders fans probably won't like this. It's not a sexy pick. A lot of them feel like offensive line's not as probably dire as they could say the quarterback position. But I really think they'll probably go with a vet, maybe a Jimmy G. Maybe they make a run on Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. But defense would kind of feel like a better pick. But Peter Skoronski, Skoronski is the best offensive lineman in this class. However, this is what everyone's saying. He doesn't have the ideal length, but I don't see that as an issue after studying his tape, which is kind of fair. He's been might be the best offensive lineman the last 3 seasons. It hasn't been a problem with his tape, but the NFL's kind of a different animal, which I feel a bit more wary. I'm not willing to take that cat out of my top 10. I'm really not. But, if you don't see him as a tackle, I understand. That's the problem with me, man. I'm too understanding. The Atlanta Falcons here at 8. They're going to go with Lucas Van Ness. Yo, I love this. I love the spice, which means CJ Stroud's definitely going to the Panthers with the next pick. But Lucas Van Ness is extremely explosive and has the versatility to play up and down the line. Agreed. He is a finisher as a pass rusher, and he can overpower blockers in the run game. He should test very well in the spring. Yes, he's just a bit, another guy that's a bit unpolished. I don't have him going this high. I don't know, honestly, if he tests out like a beast, though. Could throw him up there with guys like Miles Murphy, Tyree Wilson. But he is unpolished. The hand placement's kind of all over the place. He's got these heavy hands that want to just impose his power, impose his will onto blockers. And they're just the hand usage just could be a bit better. The hands could be a bit more precise. So there's that. On top of that, it's you could also make a comment, he really hasn't ever been the starter for Iowa, though. Despite being a rotation, this player this year, he was seeing more snaps than the starters. Once they got this guy into the game, they didn't on the field. They didn't want to take him off. So it's I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a ho hum comment. You really don't gotta take that sucker serious. And here it is, CJ Stroud. Worked out perfectly. All according to plan to the Panthers. This is just a good pick. I like it. Panthers need a quarterback. Stroud's nice safety net. I think you can start immediately. The offensive line, I think, is starting to come together for the Panthers. They could probably add a bit more playmakers. And, this turnaround could happen very quickly, honestly, for the Panthers. I say turnaround. They just won 7 games this year. Didn't expect that. All right. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going with my boy Myles Murphy. Big fan of Myles Murphy. Eagles love using... Well, I just had a stranger walk up to my door. Gojo, bud, good guard, but you're all bark, no bite. Well, while Gojo was barking, I went ahead and got myself some food. But let's get back into this sucker. So, Eagles love trench players. We get it. Myles Murphy be a good pick here. I have him as a top 5 prospect. I'm a big fan. Honestly, top 10 guy in this class. He's going to test out great. Bit unpolished, but this dude's got a great motor. Plays with, again, that power where he just wants to pose his whim onto the... blockers, there we go. And big fan. I think he's gonna test out great. Tennessee tight ends, this has got to be Paris Johnson. Hey, look, I've seen too many of these mock drafts. Listen, Derrick Henry, he's the offense, at least for the next year, which means if you're gonna be good, you're gonna be competitive, the offensive line's got to be good. What is that offensive line right now? Not good. You got to bring back Nate Davis. You got Ben Jones. He's fine enough at center at this point in his career. Nicholas Petit-Frere showed a little bit at right tackle. Your left guard's bad. And Dennis Staley's bad. Taylor Lewan likely a cap casualty. Paris Johnson makes a ton of sense. And honestly, could be the top offensive lineman off the board, depending on how teams feel about Skoronski's length. Right, next we got... Who's next? Oh, the Houston Texans. They go for what? They go Joey Porter. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? Because I mean, currently, who's the other cat on the outside? It was Steven Nelson. He's stopgap guy. They got Jalen Pitre actually playing more deep than in the box, so they could keep around guys like Desmond Keene. Got a couple other guys that like pretty darn solid. Can't think of them all off the top of my head. But Joey Porter, like, cross him Derek Stingley. Yo, straight up, that's kind of sexy. It's kind of sexy. Kind of like it. Not gonna lie to y'all. Kind of like it. New York Jets. This could be tackle. This could be... Honestly, I love putting Brian Branch here, but that's just like me personally. Let's see where they go. Broderick Jones. Okay. Broderick Jones, typically the guy here because Paris Johnson's going a lot to the tight ends and mocks, which it makes sense. It really does. So Jones going here. Like, it just enables the offensive line to be able to do a lot of different things. They kind of got... they got to figure out Mekhi Becton. There's not a lot of confidence there, I imagine, after the injury. Like, hopefully he can regain, like, come back to form. But, like, you don't have to rely on Max Mitchell if he doesn't develop. So you could always put Broderick Jones on the other side. You move Elijah Vera Tucker back inside because you could very well lose Nate Herbig, who it was probably your 5th best offensive lineman, but still, he was pretty good for being your 5th best offensive lineman. And then you got to bring back Connor McGovern, right? So I just like this idea. I think it really just kind of starts to solidify that line. The New England Patriots go Brian Branch. Oh, this is interesting. Branch is one of my favorite players in the draft class. He's a lot of people's favorite players in this draft class. He's an outstanding nickel defender with the versatility to move around the secondary. Yes, I like him for that reason as well. Like, Devin McCourty can't play forever. Like, Adrian Phillips is fine. Kyle Duggar kind of fills that, like, big box role. So also, you could have Brian Branch. Like, it could work. This is the type of defenders they kind of like. All right, the Green Bay Packers go with Nolan Smith. Holy moly, I haven't seen him inside like the top 20 or at least top 19 in a minute. Smith had his season cut short by injury, but he's shown enough promise in his career to warrant a top 15 selection. Yeah, people are gonna love that athleticism, that explosiveness he brings. They really are. He's a plus run defender for being a 235 pounder. Expect him to garner some comparisons to Pro Bowler Hassan Reddick. So if you could see a role for him, like, this is a guy that can fill that role, like, at a high end level. So yeah, Washington Commanders go Christian Gonzalez. Everyone and their mom is taking a corner for the Washington Commanders because it makes the most sense. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but it really does. Like, someone to pair up with Benjamin St. Juice, like it. Christian Gonzalez, I think he can play it in a bit of his own heavy scheme. He's got that capability. He can play a lot of press too. Like, big fan of Gonzalez. Dude's gonna test out good too. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. So Cyrus Torrence. The Steelers are supposed to address the interior of the offensive line this season. And Torrence is a big, powerful man. So what is this a replacement for? Because they had Kevin Dotson there. You could always move James Daniels to center, but they got Mason Cole there for the next 3 years too. Next 2 years. But Mason Cole might be the weak spot. I mean, it's not exactly the interior that's a big problem. It's kind of the tackle positions. Again, Osiris Torrance, though, he is top interior offensive lineman in this class. Not by a mile, but at least a half a mile. So, not in love with this pick. Detroit Lions. Who'd they go with that first pick? It was Devon Witherspoon, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure of that. They go Trenton Simpson. Hold on, I just gotta confirm this. I don't remember. Why did I ever doubt? I knew it was Devon Witherspoon. So they go Trenton Simpson. I actually like this pairing with Malcolm Rodriguez. Simpson's just so good out in space. I think it's pretty darn nice. All right, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers go Emmanuel Forbes. Honestly, probably be a really good scheme fit to Bowles' defense, especially when you're about to lose Jameel Dean and Sean Murphy Bunnan. So like Forbes, he's a bit slender, like Daniel says here. He's a bit wiry. If you could put on a little bit more mass, but I mean, it hasn't affected him entirely as a tackler. Like, he's not the best tackler, but he's not bad. He's pretty middle of the road, I would say. Like, he's super willing to run defense. But dude has set the FBS record for career pick sixes, like with 6. So, like, come on. Yeah, Seattle Seahawks are taking Will McDonald had a farm. This is early there. This is just real early. I haven't seen Will McDonald up here in a minute. Or maybe ever. All right, the 23-year-old who will be 24 by the time of the beginning of his rookie season. Though that didn't stop them going for Boye Mafe, who was the same age. He has elite get off and can really bend on top of that, or on top of his rush, but he'll need to continue to add strength at the pro level. McDonald will team up with Nwosu and Wilson. Oh, that's right. They took Tyree Wilson. I don't love this now. They took Tyree Wilson. You got Boye Mafe. And if this was my big board, this is a big reach. Yeah, okay. This is probably the pick I like the least in the draft thus far. I haven't seen oh my gosh, Dalton Kincaid. Michael Mayer's not the first receiver or first tight end. We haven't even seen a receiver, by the way. Freaking holy smokes. This mock is interesting. Kincaid is a little older and coming off an injury, but his tape is outstanding. His short area quicks is phenomenal, and he is incredibly tough and productive with the ball in his hands. He is one of the best, I think, receiving tight ends in this class. But to go over Michael Mayer, I'm not there, and I love Kincaid. I didn't know someone else was that high on Kincaid. Baltimore Ravens, Anthony Richardson. Oh, it must be Lamar is gone. The Ravens have yet to ink Lamar Jackson to an extension, and Richardson would be a high upside developmental project for the organization. Baltimore brass was steadfast this week in its desire to build around Jackson for the future. But if contract talks don't progress in a positive direction in the coming months, they could apply the franchise tag to the former MVP buy-in time for Richardson to eventually be ready to play. For one, Ravens draft a quarterback. If you didn't think Lamar Jackson would play on a franchise tag prior, he definitely ain't playing on a franchise tag if you draft Anthony Richardson. I'm just saying that. You draft his replacement? You think he's going to play on that franchise tag? No, you're going to have to move him. You're going to have to trade him, which is probably going to be the goal anyway once you throw him on a franchise tag. That's wild. I get it. So what, are you gonna have to hire back Greg Rome or Roman so you could come in and have that nice, very simplistic offense that's good for rookie first year starters at quarterback, and then have them step down so you could get a more intricate offense? Golly, dude, what is this? All right, Minnesota Vikings, Tyreek Stevenson. Hold on. You baby. Now this dude does have great size, like 6 foot, 214, but he's fast. He was returning punts and kicks for the Hurricanes. Like, that's kind of wild that he has him going this high. Like, I love to see it, but holy moly, dude. Like, I like that, but over guys like Cam Smith, Keely Ringo, like as of right now, I don't know. It is an interesting one. I think it's the right direction for the Vikings. Michael Mayer finally comes off the board to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've kind of talked about this one quite a bit with Evan Ingram. You could still bring back Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram ain't blocking nobody. He's a receiving tight end through and through. Michael Mayer, I'm sure if you don't remember Doug Peterson, he was a cat that had Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert at the same offense. I'm not too worried about it. The New York Giants finally take a receiver. First receiver off the board, by the way. It's Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnston falling here. We've seen him fall in the last few mock drafts too. So they get a speedster, separate the field. I don't mind that. I like Jordan Addison a ton. If you kind of prefer him over Quentin Johnson, they both offer very different things. I think that's fine. Dallas Cowboys take Felix Anudike Uzama, build around Micah Parsons. Add another explosive, talented piece. Let's see. Uzama is a power rusher who was outstanding production over the last 2 years. Also was on the ground a lot. Kind of a bull in a china shop. I don't know. Dallas is hard. Like I guess with Brian Brazee still on the board, because again, not everyone loves Brian Brazee. I think that's just good value at this point. There's other corners on the board I'd be willing to take over Uzama at this point, but DK is pretty good. The Cincinnati Bengals take Darnell Washington. We see 3 tight ends in the first round. if the Bengals got a plan like, hey, we know how to utilize this guy heavily in our offense, then hey, go right ahead. I think it's gonna, for him to go in the first round, I think it's gonna take a special type of scheme, a special type of, hey, we actually have an idea, a role, an identity for this type of player in our offense to make it valuable. That's the thing. How can you make Darnell Washington valuable? Because he is a very good straight line athlete, in my opinion, for that size. All right, the Denver Broncos go BJ Ojulari. I love BJ. I love Disease. I love BJ now. What man doesn't? So like say Bradley, the Broncos traded Bradley Chubb to the Miami Dolphins during the fall, and the LSU product would be a solid replacement. It's not exactly an apples for apples replacement. Bradley Chubb has a considerable amount of more Chubb on him than Ojulari. Ojulari is, I think, more built like this Yannick Ngakoue type, and could even play a role similar to what they use with Randy Gregory. Broncos are a tough team to project as well. What exactly to do with this pick? The Buffalo Bills go with Bijan Robinson. This is just nice. This is just rich getting richer. They're like, oh shoot, and we got James Cook. We get a good running back, man. This is nice because it's like, hey, Josh Allen, we don't have to design all those runs for you. Now, you don't have to take a beating. Oh man. Also, getting help on the offensive line would be ideal. I think they could probably do that via free agency. Get some savvy veteran deals. Though Roger Saffold was supposed to be that, but you can also still do it through the draft. It's just this interior class isn't like great. Oh, he knows. Gojo knows. He knows his team is up. I gotta get the food away out of his reach. Gojo, the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, guess who they're taking, Gojo? Gojo, they're taking Brian Brazee, bro. Brian Brazee. They're getting someone next. They're finally getting somebody next to Chris Jones that can make a difference in the pass rush, buddy. Are you so happy? You're probably so happy. This is a good pick. Teams are split on Brazee. I love the size, 6'5", 305. Quicks, toughness, but he has stiffness and an injury history. He had an ACL. Like, are we really going to include was it a kidney infection, I believe, this season as a concern? Kept him out of a game, I think. Yeah. Because he also left for personal reasons, which I'm not going to talk about that. It's a man's personal life. It was a tragedy in the family, so he took personal time. But what is this notion of... I gotta look back. Like, are there injury concerns? There's just the ACL. And then a kidney infection, which, fun fact, I don't think those relate to one another, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All right, this is the final pick, the Philadelphia Eagles, because as Daniel Jeremiah said so eloquently at the beginning, Dolphins are stupid and they forfeited their first round pick. Thank you. Fins up. Jackson Smith and Dijigba. So we're not seeing Quentin Johnston at all in this first round. So that's one. No Keely Ringo, no Cam Smith, which is fine. I think those are two prospects that people are a bit divided on. If you remember, I think they're ranked for me 18 and 20. So for them to fall out of the first round is not surprising, because I still think I'm relatively high on those guys. So for those guys not to fall out the first round, it's not surprising to me. Quentin Johnson, though, is surprising. Is very surprising. Jackson Smith and Jigba, though, I think is a really good addition. Ooh, similar skill set to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm curious. Let's do a little digging real quick. Raw, St. Brown, Combine, or Pro Day. I don't really care. Combine results. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to take a look at mock draftable here, right? All right, wait. Just here, take me to this. Yeah, here we go. Y'all probably can't really see that. Make my monster grow. There we go. All right, so now size, it's gonna be like, I think they're in the realm of the same spot. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba's like 6 foot, like 190-ish. So they're gonna be in the same vicinity. But like, yo. So this was his pro day number. Okay, these were all pro day numbers. Yo, Amon-Ra St. Brown? Like, let's see how he tested those agility drills. Those will be key, but yo, did Daniel Jeremiah just throw out the the best comp? Yo, I like that. Can you imagine AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then throw in Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Egyptian god card himself? To that's nuts. That's wild. You'd be like, oh, we got, what is it, Quez Watkins. It's like, yeah, he's a fine, like, deep option, but he's not this guy that you could literally play every down. Like, this is sexy. I don't care what Eagles fans say. You might be like, oh, we got bigger needs. I don't care. This is hot. This is sexy. You want that offense to be unstoppable? Guess what? Your offense kind of petered out in the second half of the part of the year. Be like, oh, Hurts got hurt. And it's like, when you face like top of the half defenses, yeah, he looks so hot. That helps. I like this pick. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. I don't care. And I'm still going to put a little heart around it too because I'm a nice guy. But that's it for the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I thought this was very interesting with like Quentin Johnston just not being selected. I'm not crying. You're crying. Brian Brazee falling to 30, but he acknowledged people feel all kinds of different ways about him. There were a few interesting picks here. Definitely, I think Dalton Kincaid going ahead of Michael Mayer left me flabbergasted. We had some surprises in there. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.